Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. We were teased that a balance patch is going to come before the expansion and it's going to be mostly, minor changes and stuff. And fooled ya. Balance patch is coming, but this is not minor. This is a major balance patch. The balance patch contents were revealed today. The patch itself is coming out on July 14th, so it's coming next week. Next week, these changes will be live. 8 cards are going to be changed, and this is immense. So let's just look at what's going to change. First of all, Dragon Queen Alexstrasza. Old. Battle cry: if your deck has no duplicates, add 2 other random dragons to your hand, they cost 0. And new, those 2 random dragons are going to cost 1. So no more turn 9 Alexstrasza plus 2 dragons. Even on turn 10 you can only do Alexstrasza plus 1 dragon. So Alexstrasza became now a resource generator for future tempo swing turns instead of a major tempo swing turn all by itself. And this of course weakens all the Highlander decks, especially the ones that were really reliant on Dragon Queen Alexstrasza. Incidentally, one of the Highlander decks that was least dependent on getting that Alexstrasza swing turn is Highlander Hunter, and those implications will be interesting when we look at all of the rest of the changes. Corsair Cash. Draw a weapon, give it +1 durability. No more +1/+1, now it's just +0/+1. So this is a nerf to warrior, and when you think about Bone Chewer Brawlers, when you think about Amani Berserkers in the current meta, then warrior can no longer grab a 3-attack Ankar or a 3-attack Livewire Lance and just smash through them. No. Now warrior is only going to have those 2 attack weapons and all the other minions too. There's so many 3 health minions in the metagame, and now warrior won't be able to hit those with Ankar and kill them. There's still the durability buff, so if you pick up like a Wrench Caliber it's going to be a 3/3, but it's not going to be a 4/3, so then you can't kill like an evasive Feywind with it or something like that. So that's a nerf to warriors early game. But do note that Risky Skipper is not going to be touched. All the skipper stuff can still happen, it's just the weapon. And then a huge set of Demon Hunter nerfs. Can you believe it? 5th time, and this time they're going after the expensive cards. Metamorphosis. New, swap your hero power to deal 4 damage. After 2 uses, swap it back. So Metamorphosis no longer will deal 10 damage, it's now only going to be a total of 8 damage. A fairly sizable nerf to the reach of Metamorphosis. Previously you had 10 damage for 7 mana, now you have 8 damage for 7 mana. Doesn't sound nearly as impressive. Kayn Sunfury also getting hit. Old 3 attack 5 health, new 3 attack 4 health. So your Tempo Kayn on 4 mana is just going to be that much easier to remove. Whereas late game Kayn that just allows everything to go face, that's still going to work just fine. Overall, I think this is a very welcome change. I mean, Kayn was quite powerful, this still keeps Kayn very powerful, but at least a little bit more manageable. Then a really big one, Warglaives of Azinoth. Old cost 5, new cost 6. Not available to Demon Hunter in the wild anymore. Oh boy. And in standard, not nearly as capable of answering Glowfly Swarms, not nearly as capable of answering any sorts of other board development that people can do, and yeah, that card got hit. So now, whereas all the previous Demon Hunter nerfs were nerfing all the cheap cards for the class, now these nerfs hit all of the expensive cards for the class, so now pretty much all the cards for the class have been hit. Just a reminder, I did play a budget tempo Demon Hunter to 2000 Legend on NA without any of these nerfed cards, so don't expect these to kill Demon Hunter still. Then one of the nerfs that was talked about in specific before, Dragoncaster. Old cost 6 mana, new cost 7 mana. Something that was completely expected, makes that puzzle box turn a little bit slower, or makes that cheating out like Power of Creation or Deep Freeze a little bit slower. It's going to touch the mage deck a little bit, but with other stuff also getting a bit slower, then won't make that much of a difference. A welcome change overall, trying to limit the tempo swing power a little bit. Druid is also getting hit. Fungal Fortunes cost from 2 to 3. So now you can no longer play Fungal Fortunes on 2 and then on 3 you do some stuff or you coin your Overgrowth. now you're kind of this awkward stuff. You need to do something on 2. Maybe you have Breath, that would be great, or maybe just Hero Power on 2. Then you play Fungal Fortunes on 3, and then you play Overgrowth on 4, and you're doing nothing for such an extended period of time. This can actually really affect Druid, because the whole snowball, the quick ramp, the quick draw, all of that is going kind of away. Everything is so delayed. It will be much more difficult for Druid to rapidly establish presence and still do a little bit of spot removal on the side to survive the early game. Also in the late game you can no longer do Ysera and then innervate Fungal Fortunes, because that's no longer 11 mana, it's going to be 12 mana. So slowing down the Druid a little bit as well. And then the rogue nerf that was discussed already earlier. Galagrond the Nightmare. The cards Galagrond is going to draw are going to cost 1. Better not draw your backsteps and shadow steps with this one. They're going to cost 1 instead of 0. And Rogue already wasn't doing great in this expansion. It was kind of okay, but it was hurting. And now it's going to get a lot weaker. So can Rogue survive this? Of course, that's 8 cards. This is the 8th card. That's all the nerfs. That's 8 cards that are going to be nerfed. So the changes to meta are going to be immense. We're seeing nerfs to Rogue, to Warrior, to Demon Hunter, to all the Highlander decks, to Druid. So it's really difficult to evaluate, okay, what's going to come out of this rubble? Because like Rogue, this seems devastating. Rogue was already barely holding on. But now everything else is going to be a little bit slower. So then maybe Rogue can survive actually being a little bit slower as well, because everyone else is being slowed down. Overall, Demon Hunter and Rogue are definitely ones getting the biggest hit. The Warrior hit, okay, it depends on how many 3 health minions there are in the meta that the Warrior would need to kill with the weapon. Because all the Risky Skipper stuff, all of that stuff is still there. So the Warrior nerf might not be that significant. The Druid nerf, it slows the Druid down a little bit. So how aggressive is the meta going to be? If there's going to be a lot of new aggressive decks that previously were already good against Druid, decks like Murloc Paladin, decks like Totem Shaman, then they're just going to have a field day against Druid when the Druid is even slower. But are those going to be the decks that are going to be part of the meta? It's hard to say at the moment. Then, noticeably, a couple of classes are not getting hit and are already doing pretty well. I'm talking about Priest and Hunter. Priest not getting hit at all. Priest will be able to do all of the priestly good stuff still, and it can enjoy having some of its worst counters, like Galagrond Rogue, getting hit with the nerf bat. On the other hand, Priest will have to fight against increasing number of Highlander Hunters. Highlander Hunter, okay, it's a Highlander deck, so the Dragon Queen Alexstrasza nerf is going to hit it, of course, but Highlander Hunter doesn't care too much about that Dragon Queen. I mean, it just wants to go face, and it wants to play Bran. Bran is the real star of the deck. Bran and Zephrys, not so much Dragon Queen, although Dragon Queen is of course a fine addition. But Highlander Hunter is one of the big winners. Let's hunt. And to add to this mix, Warrior is still around. Warrior can still find some edges against Highlander Hunter, can still fall victim to Priest. On the other end, there's also like Quest Warlock. Quest Warlock would love to see more Priests around. Quest Warlock can kill Priest, but then again it falls prey to Warriors and it falls prey to Highlander Hunters as well. And you just cannot count out Demon Hunter. I don't think Demon Hunter is done. I played budget Demon Hunter decks. Demon Hunter is still very, very strong. But if I were to make predictions, then Highlander Hunter and Galagrond Priest seem to be the decks that come out of this one in the best position. But this is of course going to throw the meta into total chaos, so yeah, if this is the small balance patch, then wow, that's a lot of changes. And these changes are coming live July 14th, so a few more days and we have a brand new game again. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.